So at the beam9, you can start this software by typing the command SAXSLee, okay, like this. Once you open the software, once you load the software, you want to actually define your log file. Okay, log file at the beam9 is called the spec file. If you are on Linux machine, what you can do is click File and open current spec file. Then this software will find the right spec file for you. I mean the spec file that you saving your logs, okay, your history of the measurement. But if you're on the Windows machine or other than the machine other than the Beam9 machine, then you have to click this one, this menu to pick the particular spec file. Okay, for this setup experiment, this is the file. So I opened. So once the spec file is open, you can see all the list of data you measured. So by clicking, you can plot it. So in this case, default will be linear plot. And if you want to, you can change the style. So log plot is typical plot actually we do at the Beam9. And this software is actually plotting the SAX data. I think up to that far is the SAX data, and then WAX data together. Uh, if you zoom it in, you can see the actual separation. Up to that far is from the SAX detector, and from there we see the data from the WAX detector. And zoom it out. Okay, good. Um, let's just see. Let me show you some basic functionality. So if you want to plot the multiple data, you can actually drag like this and plot. Okay, so as you will see, the multiple data set is plotted, and these data is well overlap each other. What does it mean is the data is all processed very well. Okay, and the statistics of data is good, and also you can see that there is no beam damage. That's also important. Okay, so if you like this data, and you can merge them together to increase the statistics. So that's the button. So if you click this button, these data will be merged together and then merged into one file. Okay. If you want to, let's just say somehow you select the data like this. So this is not the one. For example, this is not the one you want to plot. Then you go over the data and then right click. You can get rid of the data from this plot. Okay. Or what you can do is you can click the select plot again, and the control click will you will be able to deselect the data like this. Also, you can control actually you can plot any data what you want by clicking control click. By doing control click, you can pick any file you want to, right? So like this. And if you want to see the legend file names, you click this one. Okay. So as you may notice, okay, the one set of data is plotted with the same color and symbol. So for example, S8 sample, S capital here, it means the SAX data, W means WAX data. So the front part, low angle part is the SAX, and high angle part is WAX. But they are plotted with the same color, okay? So that you can see they are the same set of data. If you want to read the value, click this button, read the value, and go over the data. Then you can see the Q coordinates, well, which is x-axis, and the y, which is intensity, and then d is actually d-spacing. 2 pi divided by the position, right? The d-spacing. So d-spacing of this peak is roughly 4.8 angstrom. When the Q is angstrom unit, D is also the angstrom, right? Okay, good. Let me turn this off. And then other option is tool is eraser. If you click eraser, you can erase the all the plot here. Okay, so let me show you some other things. So let's say we measure the sample zero, which is actually background. Okay, so in order to increase the statistics, we want to merge them together and make one nice background file. So you click this merge button. Okay, then um, it appears it's not, well, it's not actually. So, sorry, that's the merge button. So click the merge data. Then it's MATLAB says the merged data is saved under the back directory. Okay, which means if you go to the SAX directory, and then you can see the actually back directory is generated under SAX. Even wax directory, you can see the back right? So under back you can see this file. Extension is changed to .avg, right? So that you can see this ASCII file is generated. Okay, it has the three columns. First column is a Q, second column is intensity, third column is basically um, statistics of the error bar of the intensities. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so now I want to pick the background subtracted one and then merged one, and I want to subtract the background for the other data, and then I want to use the merged data as a background. How to do that is click this button. Then it will show the new panel. And so there are two panels, top part and the bottom part. Okay, so top part will show the data under the back directory, and the bottom part of the panel will show the data under the average directory. What does it mean is go both SAX and WAX directory. Under the SAX, you see the average directory, and you also see the back directory. So if you click this one, refresh the back directory with this filter, for example, then you can see the file we just generated, this one, right? In the same way, you can refresh the average directory by clicking this one, so you can see the all these are the default average data, one-dimensional data. Okay. Of course, you can use the filter for sorting out the particular the file that you want. But okay. Okay, so now what we want to do, I want to pick this one as a background. Okay, in order to do that, let's clean the this plot area, and then we also want to select the both SAX part. Well, first let's plot this one. Click this data, load the data. I'm sorry, just a plot. Okay, so as you see, if I just plot it, it displays only a SAX part of the data. Okay, which I don't want. I want to also plot the wax data together. Then you need to choose this button. So this actually button, plot button, is a toggle button, either plot or erase. So now I want to erase and plot it again. As you see now, the SAX and the wax is plotted together. This data is average data. Okay, so erase and plot. Okay, good. And then go over the data, and then click the right hand button on the mouse and select this one as an set as a background. Okay, then both SAX and wax is selected as a background. Good, clear. And then now I want to plot the data. So sample one, for example. So I measure the let's just say 5, okay, data for the each samples. Okay, so these are the 5 data measured for one sample. Sample it was a sample one, I think. Sample one. Okay. So the data looks very well overlap each other. So what does it mean is there is statistics good and no sample damage or whatsoever. So if I want to plot the actual background over this data, you can click this button. Okay, background. It shows the background. Okay, so you can turn it off and turn it on. Let's turn it off for now, and then I don't need the legend. So because data is good, so I want to subtract the background like this by subtracting button. So once you do the subtraction procedure, the subtracted data will be also saved under the back subdirectory. So in that case, the extension becomes like a .dat underscore bsub. This extension actually tells you what kind of process you did. Okay. So what does it mean is in this case, data is only background subtracted. Good. Okay. So what also you want to do is since you measure the 5 data set and that they all look good and you want to merge them together to make just one file. Same way, you can click this button. Okay. If you click this button, uh, the unsubtracted data will be merged together, and also the subtracted data will be merged together. So you will ended up have, in this case, two separate merged data. Let's try. So I did, and as you see, there's a two file is generated. Okay, that AVG is only averaged, so actually merged. And the B sub averaged is background subtracted and then also averaged. Okay, so that's the difference. And so if you click this button, then the subtracted data will disappear, but still you have the subtracted data here saved, right? And also the average data is also saved. So don't worry about it. It's not gonna go away. Okay. And then if you wanna see these data, refresh list, but because of you have well, then well, you can see these files, right? Okay. Let me clean up and only I want to plot the background subtracted, also averaged. Okay, so erase plot. Good. So you can zoom it in and then you can investigate the quality of the data. Looks good to me.